Welcome to the Next Level podcast. This show is for leaders, builders, and bold thinkers who know they're meant for more and are finally ready to stop waiting and start moving. The Next Level Lab is where confidence meets clarity, where identity turns into action, and where bold decisions create real momentum. Here we'll talk about leadership, growth, energy, mindset, and what it actually takes to build a life and a business that feel aligned, powerful, and totally yours. You'll hear real conversations, real stories, real strategies. No fluff, no playing small, and no waiting until you feel ready. This podcast is your permission to lead louder, move faster, and own your next level. I'm your host, Callie Wiley. Let's freaking go. Welcome back to another episode of the Next Level Lab podcast. I did podcast last week. And you know, it's really hard when you're in the creative space to just keep being creative. Can be a real challenge point. And so I needed a week. I needed a week to reset, to kind of redecide what I was going to talk about, to dig into all the things. And so I took a week off, which did not hurt anything. Let's lean into that, right? Let's lean into it. Doesn't have to be perfect. We can skip. Business doesn't hurt. So I appreciate your patience with that. But what I want to talk about today is this idea behind stop performing your life and start living it. Stop performing your life and start living it. And what I mean by that is I want to talk about the difference between authenticity and curated identity, right? And this one hurts a little bit for me. This one cuts a little deeper because it calls out for me this pressure to look successful, to be healed, to be confident, to be all these things. And I did this for years. I lived in this curated identity instead of authenticity. So what does that mean, right? What does curated identity even mean? For a decade, I wore what people told me to wear. I dressed how people told me to dress. I only got tattoos on my upper arms, upper thighs, places I could cover them. And I got rid of my nose ring and only got a stud, right? I did all these things to curate an identity because what I was told when I was 2011, 2012, I was coming out of internships, trying to find the success point, right? Trying to find the success. And the first thing I was told was that if I had tattoos, I wouldn't be successful. If I dropped out of college, I wouldn't be successful. If I didn't look a certain way, I wouldn't be successful. If I didn't dress a certain way, we're talking business 101, right? You have to look a certain way to be successful, to be in a position of power, that if I had tattoos, I wouldn't be taken seriously, that if I did my hair a certain way, I wouldn't be taken seriously. And if you knew Callie 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, if you look back, I was a total scene kid. I had played basketball for years and broke my leg, got canceled from the athlete world in high school. And I leaned into the music scene very, very heavily in high school. That was like the crew that I fell in love with, that I was able to be me. I was able to just be freely me. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with that whole culture and the whole world around me. And then I graduated high school, went into college, wasn't for me, I dropped out. And that's when society started to tell me all these curated identity things, right? You have to look a certain way, you have to do a certain thing, you have to be a certain way in order to be successful. And as someone that always chases success, and I always had a lot of, was always very busy growing up, right? I was in 4-H, I was doing all the things, went to high school, I was in every club, every single thing possible. I ran a music venue in high school, did all these things, took all these internships in high school, out of college, had multiple jobs, just did all these things. And so success was not the concern. I could be successful. I could do all the things. It was this image. It was this image of what do I look like in order to be successful. And so I decided to lean into this lie, if you will, and I curated an identity. And I started changing how I was going to talk. And I started changing how I was going to dress because I was going to get a salary role. Woo, the dream, right? The dream is to get this salary job. Why? I don't know. But that becomes this dream. And I got my first salary job and I leaned into, I'm a professional now. I'm a professional that does this and I don't do this anymore. And my identity is leaned into this thing. And it was exhausting to spend over a decade trying to be on brand for someone else, right? Trying to be on brand for someone else 24/7 is draining. And I realized that I was living this performance culture instead of just being me. And so when I hit this point of grief and I lost my parents and I lost Christina and people around me died, I realized that I didn't have the capacity to perform anymore, because now I don't have the capacity to even exist, let alone the capacity to perform. And I hit a crossroads of how do I show up authentically with this grief? But all I've done is perform. And all I've done is try to dress a certain way and change a style and be on brand for someone else. And y'all, when I go in to something, I go all in. So any company I've ever worked at or worked with, I'm going to walk the walk, I'm going to talk the talk, I'm going to be the brand. That's something super important for me. But when it's not mine, it's tiring, it's exhausting. I'm trying to fit in and I'm trying to be someone I'm not. And I'm trying to say that society's saying in order for me to be a VP of a company, I have to look a certain way, I have to talk a certain way. And then when you hit this point that I'm like, okay, well now I'm deep in grief and I can hardly even breathe most days. I'm dealing with anxiety, I'm dealing with trauma. How do you want me to show up now and be okay? And be okay with just being someone I'm not, because now all I'm looking at is I have to do two things that I'm performing with, because living in grief in the success world is very hard. Showing up every single day into a high role of power and faking it to be okay is really challenging. And let me tell you something that's not accepted in most worlds is grief, because it makes people uncomfortable. And when someone says, "How are you?" it's expected that I say, "I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm growing through it. I'm healing," right? There's this image of healing and saying I'm okay in order to lead other people. And y'all, for years, I was not okay. I was not okay because I was broken and I was hurt and I was grieving and I was confused and I was angry. And then trying to show up every day with this fake smile and say, I'm great, never better, just living the dream out here, when in reality, just surviving was so challenging. And so I hit this point that I was like, well, I can't do this. I can't do this job. I can't lead people under this perception. I can't be who I am. And I had to start leaning into who I was. And when I got out of the role that I was in and decided that I was going to lean into what's my real identity? Who is Callie? Who am I? And I stopped caring about this curated identity of performance. It changed everything for me. I started wearing what made me happy. I started wearing things that made me happy. I started doing things that made me happy again. Y'all, I've been involved in the music scene for years. And for a decade, I never talked about it because I was afraid, because it was music that other people didn't listen to, that it would damage my success. I worried if I wore a band shirt, it would damage my success. I worried if I dressed a certain way, did a certain thing. I love jewelry, I love necklaces, I love earrings, I love big flashy earrings, but it didn't fit the aesthetic of where I was at. And so I stopped doing it. If you look at pictures of me in like 2007, 2008, 2009, makeup, big hair, jewelry, band tees, all the things. And y'all, I'm in my mid-30s now, and I feel like I'm that girl again. A little more elevated. My budget's a little bigger, right? I'm not living on my Bath and Body Works budget, my like very low salary or hourly pay, I guess. And it's so much less exhausting. I'm not tired from just trying to show up every day, because now I'm just leaning into being who I am. And when I don't have to fake it every freaking day, it changes everything. When I'm not faking my voice, when I'm not faking my identity, when I'm not covering up who I am, and I'm just showing up unapologetically, it makes everything change, makes everything different. It makes everything feel less heavy. And it gave me the opportunity to heal. And y'all, I've gotten very, very vulnerable about my journey, about my story. Don't show up perfect. I started this episode saying last week I didn't feel creative. I couldn't create content. So I just didn't. I've shared episodes about failing because it's easier for me to say, hey, I keep fucking this up, than to show up and say I'm perfect. And it took me 27 hours to do this behind the scenes, but I'm perfect, right? That's challenging. And so when we can lean into this idea of being true to who you are, stop living a curated identity. If you are sitting here right now and you're like, man, every day I dress for someone else. I don't even like what I put on. I struggle to get dressed in the morning because I hate what I'm wearing, because I don't feel good in it. I don't feel confident. I don't feel powerful in it, because it's not something that represents you. If you're doing things that don't represent you, or you're hiding things that you really love, if you are like, I freaking love puzzles, go freaking live a world of doing puzzles. But we sit in this space where what does the image look like, right? What does social media need to look like? I just recently started posting about going to shows more often, right? I love going to shows dirty. I want my feet sticking to the ground. I like dirty, the hardcore pop punk shows. Like that is what I was raised on. And I didn't post about it for a long time because I was afraid it didn't fit my aesthetic. Will someone take me seriously? Well, what do I care if someone doesn't take me seriously because I choose to go to shows at night? And a lot of these people that are out playing music have become some of my really good friends, and they're all finding their own success. So why would I not share that? Because I was so freaking afraid that someone would judge me because of what I do. And that's insane. So I started sharing about it. I started sharing about shows that I was going to, sharing about what I do, wearing the band tees, doing the thing, right? It's just become this journey of like, I'm going to lean into being exactly who I am. And if you can just start reclaiming your voice after living in this perception for so long, I promise you'll lean into being more uniquely you. If you love riding horses, share about it. If you love doing this thing, share about it. If you are super passionate about wearing pink plaid, share about it. Lean into being exactly who you are and stop being so afraid of judgment. And I know that's hard because people on the internet are freaking mean. And actually, people on the internet are nicer than some of the people I know in real life, right? And we worry about judgment and we worry that people are going to talk. But you guys, they're going to talk anyways. And I hate to be the person that breaks this to you, but if you wear the pink plaid, someone's going to talk about you just the same as if you're wearing the exact same outfit they're wearing. Because mean people talk about mean people and hurt people talk about hurt people. And you just need to get in a circle with people that support you. It means your circle's not correct. This has nothing to do with being who you are. So what I want you to do this week is I want you to do something for yourself that you've not done in a long time. I want you to wear something that's maybe been in your closet that you love, but you know other people might not, right? What is that sweater that you're like, man, I love this, but I worry that someone's going to say something? What is that thing? What is that thing that you love doing? Maybe you're like super obsessed with go-karts. I don't know, random, super random. Go post about it. Go post about something that you're really passionate about. Lean into being authentically you, because what makes the world go is having so many people around us that are different and that are unique and that are multi-passionate. Because I've learned more from people that are different than me than I'll ever learn from people that are the same. And that's what I freaking love about being authentically me. Because it's opening doors for people to say, I'm okay with being me too. So go be you this week. Stop trying to be this perception. Stop living in this curated identity. Stop trying to be like everyone that you're around. I don't need to be the same as everyone that I'm hanging out with, right? I love people for being uniquely them. And I want you to hold that space for other people as well. One thing I love doing is complimenting people on different things that they got going on, right? I love random compliments in public, something that I really love doing that can really change people's days. And I would encourage you to do this as well. If someone is wearing something that you love, compliment them. Because I went to a Noah Kahan concert it's been 2 years ago now. And there was this girl standing behind me that was freaking adorable in this like blue jumpsuit situation. Fucking adorable. And I said, hey girl, you look so cute today. Like your outfit is 10 out of 10. And she paused and she said, girl, thank you so much, because I almost didn't wear this tonight because I didn't know that I could pull it off. I didn't know that I was confident enough in it. And we're all making this struggle, right? To be who we are, but will someone say something? Will people judge us? Go compliment people. Go compliment people on what they're doing. Go compliment people on their hobbies. Go compliment people on what they're wearing. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to give compliments out. It's okay to be kind. It's okay to be nice. So I would encourage you to do that this week. Go shout someone out. It can be on social media. Go comment on someone's TikTok video. Hey girl, cute outfit of the day. What's up, my guy? Love those pants. Go be kind. Because if we can be more kind, it's going to spread more awareness around the world, right? That people are going to start building more confidence, because we build confidence from compliments, but we're also freaking afraid to say anything because we're all too caught up in what if someone says something about me, right? Take that opportunity this week. Do something that makes you really happy. Go compliment someone for being uniquely them and just go be the best version of you. It'll be so much less exhausting. You will be so much happier. It'll take so much less energy. And you get to bring a little piece of you back. You guys, it's so empowering when we get to just feel freely ourselves. So I hope you have a great week. Make it a great one. Tag me if you share anything. If you wear a new outfit, tag me, share it. I want to see all the things. I want to see people being themselves. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you liked this episode, it's super helpful for me if you share across your social media, tag me, share across whatever, right? Tell a friend, drop it to them, text it to them, YouTube, Instagram. I'm on Spotify, Apple, all the things. And any of that support is super, super helpful for me. So have a great week. I will see you all next week.